I okay. Everything works, but I can't see. I can see. Ethan Tychotris. Oh, are we already live? Hey guys, welcome welcome back to Rank Cup Quarterfinals weekend. We've got a Lord Reckon match for you today. It's going to be Arjun versus Alejar. Players are in the wrong slots for now, but for the match proper, it's going to be Arjun on the left. You can see seed 26 versus Alejar at seed 13. So just from winning one match, Alejar has already outperformed his seed overall. Alejar looking to move on to the semi-finals round. Just on the border of where you'd expect someone seed-wise to make it that far, but for Arjun, really, anything today is gravy. This is gonna be Arjun's warm-up. It's Mesmerizer, Hardcore Remix. This was the Grand Finals gimmick map in SNT, which was the UK Taiko tournament. Happened mid-late last year. Arjun was a participant. He didn't make Grand Finals, but he got pretty close. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, this is basically the hard part of it. It is straight up unreadable. The eyes are, I don't know. I could not find a way to make myself read them. I felt like I had to full memo everything. But Arjun has probably played this enough to the point where he has memoed a lot of this. You wanna know what's funny? If your skin is transparent sliders, this part is literally just normal. It just looks normal. There's just no visual difficulty. We love skinning. We love gimmick maps. And the random 50-50 chance that an entire part of one will just be easy. Alright. Alright, here we go, second Ki coming in. It's about to get impossible again. Alejar with a combo, but yeah, that's about to change because, yeah, this part is batshit insane. There's so much on your screen. I don't think it's really reasonable for the average viewer to see what's going on here. I certainly can, and I played this map. I practiced it a bit, not much. Not to the point of FC, but I did practice it for the tournament, and I still couldn't tell you what keys you had to hit there. The rest of the map, honestly, is kind of easy. And a beat map. Arjun won by a lot. The practice diff, the practice gap is very real on a map like this. Still 60 misses, but there are so many sliders that he still got nearly 900k. Oh my god. Warm-up number 2 is gonna be Miles Fast Rap. Check it out. Alright, so I wanted to be silent for that entire section so you could get an idea of what we're getting into. And both players entering the map. Now Arjun is on the left, Alejar is on the right. These are the intended slots. It'll be like this for the rest of the stream. They just didn't happen to be there during the last map. Now, you might notice this map is 9.5 stars. Alejar has a lot of mechanics, but I will be impressed if you can play this. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, what? You can play this. Okay, to be fair, it's a hexa map. DDKK players tend to map for DDKK players, but it's still so dense. This is ridiculous. Wait, this ending is so awesome. What is he mapping to? Oh, wonderful stuff. Alejar getting 7 EDK on a 9.5 star. It's an A misplay. It's still a B because, well, acting 9.5 stars is hard, who'd have thought? But that is crazy. Arjun did not use no feel, probably should have. So HP feels the map. But those are the warm-ups out of the way, and now we get into the rules. So the winning rule chooses between banning first and picking first. And from there, we'll see where things go. I don't really know. I don't know what Arjun's strategy is going to be. It's probably just pick the more comfortable maps because as much as he did very well in the previous match we saw him play in round of 32, this is quarterfinals. It's a very different difficulty level. And he is seeded 26th for a reason. His skill cap is not so high, especially in an all-around capacity. I don't feel like I can talk over this. It's like impossible. Arjun rolls 58, Alejar rolls 51. Arjun chooses to pick first, Alejar bans DT1. Okay, it's OD11, I guess that's fair. Alejar, not particularly an accuracy player, so probably one of his lowest scoring maps in the pool because it's probably that way for most players that can't play OD11. Arjun banning Hard Rock 2. Fair enough, not really a mod player, and Hard Rock 2 is quite restrictive the whole way through. You need to be able to read 234 EHR, or none of it is playable. At least with something like Hidden 2, there are, chill enough 240 hidden sections that are just 240 hidden to go with the slow parts that kill you. No, the bans are DT1 and Hard Rock 2. And Arjun to pick first. I don't know. I feel like he's probably gonna go for Nomad 6. There it is. You'll have to trust me that I was about to say that, but it is gonna be the rhythm map. The messed up and fucked up Zaika no Seido. This is 5.5 stars. It plays like 5.5 stars, but if you want to SS it, it plays like 10. It's very hard to get high accuracy on. I do think this is Arjun's best pick for sure. And this is probably the most FCable map in the pool for those with low mechanics and without, the faster slow reading required for the mod picks. So I think this is a solid pick from Arjun. But I wouldn't count Alejar out on something like this either. Both players DDKK, which, to be frank, is the better playstyle until the top level for stuff like this. Arjun the first to hit 100 as we get into map 1 of the match. Alright, 3 100s to 1 here. There is plenty of time for that to change, though. Most of the hardest stuff in the map is yet to come, although the intro is still one of the hardest sections to hack. And Arjun on 99, Alejar on 97 almost 98. He's climbing. But he's on 97 right now. Alright, the hardest part of the map, probably the next one. Got a bit of a slow section here. This is nothing too bad. Maybe 1 or 2 100s could come out here, but you will know the hard part when you see it, and it is rapidly approaching. After these 2 cats, we're gonna get into it. Here we go, this constantly speeds up. It's really hard to tell how much it's speeding up by. Both players SSing it, both players SSing that whole thing! The roll! Arjun! Oh, he loses 1.5%, and suddenly Alejar's in the lead. It's not insurmountable, but it is a big turnaround, and suddenly Arjun really on the back foot. He had 99 until that. That was crazy, but all you need to do is mistime the start of that roll and you lose so hard. And already, Arjun kind of running out of time to take this back. Yeah, looks like Alejar's got it. Great plays from both, but unfortunately, it is a big mistake on the long roll that costs Arjun the point, losing to a still pretty great score from Alejar. That's going to beat most players in the lower bracket without a doubt, and it does beat Arjun. So that is a first map break point. And it's going to be 1-0 Alejar with him to pick. And I feel like he's going to go for mechanics here. He's probably going to stick just with the harder maps in the pool. I would assume he doesn't know Arjun's skill set particularly well. Oh, actually, that is not what I was expecting. Is that FL1? Yes, it is. First pick Flashlight. I think this is the first we're seeing of this in a match. This will be played with Score V1, for those that don't know. Score V1 Flashlight Nofu, to make it more of a combo game than Score V2, because Flashlight should be the combo game mod, right? It's it's the mod where explicitly getting a combo past 200 becomes way harder. I don't know. Act Battle map on OD5? I don't think so. This is hard to FC, I think. Took me a few tries before I managed to FC this. The transition to 200 combo with the smallest flashlight from the very start of the map, where it hits 200 combo, is pretty tricky. It's right in the first ki. If you can stay steady through that, and you have just the sheer speed reading, I think you have a good shot of getting to at least the last ki with FC. But very easy to get messed up at, and then if you get messed up by one thing, you'll have to deal with another 100 to 200 transition somewhere later, and things can snowball. So I don't know, this could be pretty interesting. Or someone could just FC. Our ref needing a little second to get something done here. 2 maps into this match and I'm realizing I need the toilet. Alright. Getting started on the flashlight pick. It's only OD 5.5. Not really the name of the game here. If you FC, you probably just win against almost anybody. Alejar with a 100 early on, but that's not really where it's at. Both players now suffering the 100 combo flashlight size, which is a bit smaller. Alejar with a couple more 100s coming into this ki. Arjun loses the SS, 200 coming in, and Arjun misses just about instantly. Alejar struggling a bit more for Ak, and yeah, does find the miss himself. Arjun leading on accuracy, but this is Score V1. He didn't get quite as much combo, so he's at a bit of a disadvantage here, but they're both, it looks like, going to hit 200 combo outside of the ki this time, which might help them out. Arjun finds another break though, and that's a big deal. Especially on shorter maps, like stuff that isn't very long on Score V1. If you miss more than your opponent, you're just in trouble. It's really that simple. You'll need an unbelievable Ak advantage to win a matchup like that. Alejar misses before the ki. Honestly, not such a bad place to miss. Means the ki itself is a bit easier, having to put up with the 100 combo flashlight here, but I think by the time it hits 200, he will be out of the ki and out of the woods. Arjun with some more breaks. And keeping it close-ish on accuracy, probably has a lower 100 count than Alejar right here, but he's just missing so much more often. He's not getting to the 200 combo threshold in the first place. Alejar not looking super comfortable on this either, but still more so. And the break! They will see that Arjun has one combo. It makes the last Ki as easy as possible, and this is the hardest Ki, but as soon as Alejar misses and he already has 50k score in hand, it's going to be easy for him too. And there's the miss, but look at this. Now it's like, it just looks like no mod for probably the rest of the map. And 97 plays 97, but the combo break frequency just gives Alejar a pretty chill win here. Arjun struggling not just with 200 combo flashlight, but with 100 here, and that really, really makes the difference. Alejar might miss right at the end here? Yeah. Because the 200 size hit just as the map was ending, and yeah, Arjun with less 100s, but just miscount game to the max here. This is the Scorpion 1 flashlight experience. On V2, it probably would have been... on V2, Alejar still wins, but it's closer. But Scorpion 1 really puts him head and shoulders in front there, and it's going to be a held pick. And a 2-0 lead for Alejar. And Arjun, without hesitation, going to pick No Mod 1. This guy's been confident in his picks all tournament. Hopefully the ref remembers to put us back on score V2. Easy to forget that. So this is Urge of Nihility. Basically, can you play 220 DPM 1/6? And if you're KDVK, also the question, can you play some finishers around 220 1/6 and whatnot? I don't think it's so hard. It's hard to consistently FC, but that's about it. I don't think anything in it is unhittable for, certainly not for Alejar, but probably not for Arjun either. Right. Draw coming through. Alejar with a miss right at the start. Arjun already 15k score ahead. And it's not like I'd call that a safe lead for him unless he can FC this map, but that's 15k on a 3-minute map is nowhere near nothing. But Arjun gonna find a miss really early. Here comes the 1/6. Alejar finding misses. Was this an elite pick from Arjun? What's going on? Okay, the hardest part of the map, frankly, is already over. There are still some hard bits, but Alejar really struggling, maybe dealing with some nerves here. And I don't know, I wouldn't say this looks sealed already, but Arjun has a massive advantage here, 30k score. Is this dog jumping on his keyboard? Okay, hardest pattern in the map. Arjun assesses it. Alejar finds a miss, but doesn't really matter. It's a 50k difference in the first half of the map here. This should be just a casual pick hold for Arjun. Not too big of a deal. And as we get out of the first half and into the second, we get a bit of a calm part here, but it's going to pick back up real quick. Although I think really most of the hardest stuff of the map is already gone. The last thing that I would call seriously difficult is the very final stream. A bit of 1-3 action here that might catch someone out, but it doesn't. Arjun misses on that mono, but cleans it up right after. Oh, another brick. Hold on, this lead's getting chipped away at. This might not be totally over. If Alejar fully recovers this, it's only a 30k score difference now. Okay, but both players hitting that 1/6. Really, any both players hit is a piece of bad news for Alejar here, who needs to win exchanges. He needs there to be mistakes. Otherwise, this isn't really winnable still. 27k, still not a small lead. We had a handful of mistakes from Arjun there, and he's still ahead by 20k, but that mono 1/6 catches him. Hits the hard 1-port pattern. This is getting scary. Lead about to go under 10k. Any more mistakes from Arjun could seal the deal here and give Alejar A hell of a comeback win. All right, last stream. This could be hard. This could mean a lot. Arjun misses. Oh my goodness. He holds, but just barely. Wins by 2,904 score. And it's going to be a point on the board for Arjun. Close as it gets there. And yeah, he says, I wasn't expecting to win that. I honestly wouldn't have expected that to be a winning score against Alejar either. But here we are. And immediately, no mod 3 is picked. Yeah, makes plenty of sense. Alejar is probably going to be very good at this. Right. This is where you really expect Alejar to completely excel. Very fast player. Has that mechanical skill to make this comfortable. Will probably be single tapping the whole duration if I had to guess. Bongo players tend to be very, very strong on the single tap. But, oh, no, Alejar is ulting. Okay. Either way, he's very fast. I mean, you saw his warm-up. It was 9.5 stars and he could play it. So something tells me this will not be a straining map for him. Even if he's not single tapping. Doesn't really matter. Alright, first KI coming through. Both players hitting this cleanly. Alejar a little more cleanly. Bit of an act drop from Arjun on that last longer pattern. Nobody caught out by the 2-3 rhythm. And 1 of 3 KIs is complete. The first hard part's done. Both players still have their FCs going. But Alejar is on 3 100s to Arjun's 7. Looking really strong on this map. Alright. KI number 2. No, it's not the KI yet. But it is another denser section. And the KI's coming right up. Here we go. Will they hold? Some 7-plits, 9-plits, all kinds of things. Longer patterns, longer and longer coming in here. A 100 or 2 from Alejar, but it's water over the duck's back compared to that big break from Arjun. Okay, it's not that big, but in terms of who's winning the map, it definitely makes a difference. It's not like Arjun was ahead before that, but Alejar can really breathe a sigh of relief now. He can live with a mistake or two, especially with his higher act. He's hitting a couple 100s on this section, but that does not matter. As we get through a more chill part, the 1-3 section about to come in. And here's the most complicated part of the map for sure. Got some 1-3 coming in. Alejar does miss, while Arjun is hitting this part so far. Like no mod 1, I don't think this one is totally over just yet. Arjun's still holding that mid-98. He's not totally dead, but you gotta wonder, will his stamina hold up through this last KI? It is the hardest one. It is the very densest part of the beat map. I don't think Alejar is gonna have any physicality issues here. All eyes on Arjun, even though he's the one behind. And it's gonna be a break. Alejar trades it, but it's clean from him. And a second break from Arjun means this one is wrapped up. Alejar gonna hold his pick again. And it's 3-1. No break point from Arjun. Not a bad score, better than I was expecting from him. But not much you can do against 99% on a map like that. Great stuff from Alejar, even though he's probably a little annoyed at no FC. Oh well. A win is a win, and it's going to be Arjun's pick next. And it's gonna be Hidden 1 coming out from Arjun. So, this is the tech hidden. I would say it's the easiest mod pick to be able to play. Well, Hard Rock 1 exists. It's certainly the easier of the hiddens to get something like an SC on. Arjun, if he has to play a mod, hidden is definitely the one he would prefer. But still not as confident, typically, as he tends to be on no mods. I don't know. I feel like past mod 6, it was like every pick for Arjun is already risky. Going through this intro, Alejar with 1/100, but nobody's assessing this in match. Certainly not in lower bracket. Even in winner's bracket, I'd be astounded. But Alejar just seeming to actually get some act trouble here. Arjun with a couple 100s of his own. Alejar generally hitting quite early. Almost OD missing there. Alright, and here comes the actual tech. Arjun with a miss, but his act is 4% higher to the point where it doesn't even really matter, and Alejar trades the miss anyway. So it's all coming up Arjun here, but okay, not quite Chi miss. This is a bloodbath. 95 plays 91, bordering 90 right now. Neither player really so confident on this, but Arjun just more able to get the hidden act going. And here is a BPM change. It catches out Arjun completely, but thankfully it's only a couple notes at the start of it. It's not really a big chain miss, even if you totally mess it up. Here's the Ki. And this is getting close. Arjun's beefing this Ki, but Alejar does find a miss right near the end to give the lead back over to Arjun by a bit. It's 20k. Says Arjun wins this right now. Still a lot of map to go though. Last tech section begins now and lasts until nearly the end of the map. Lasts half a minute plus. Another stream comes in. These are pretty tricky to get. Arjun with a miss, not a chain miss, but it's getting uncomfortably close here. Alejar's clutching up. He's hit this entire section so far, and with act drops from Arjun, Alejar's finally in the lead. Another miss from Arjun. And it looks like Alejar totally figured it out at the end of here. He's not even hitting that many 100s, and it's gonna be a break point. Big choke from Arjun there near the end of the map. And 800k from Alejar to just under 800k from Arjun. The big comeback coming in. Both with pretty similar 100 counts in the end, even though Arjun was so ahead for so long in that department. But it's really the miscount, and especially the combo game there. Alejar getting almost double Arjun's max combo. Although it's not really that big of a portion of the map, it still gives you a lot of extra score. Alright, and Alejar picking Hard Rock 1. It's going to be the OS World Cup 2 Daria Core timeline featuring Ezer, Ziad, Giad, and Rand. So, this map is very Chinese. Near the intro, there is a section, the very first part of the map that has any 1-4. It's very hard to tell what you're hitting to. And every triple, or every pattern starts on a blue tick as well. It starts like a quarter of a beat, like after the bar line, stuff like that. For every single thing, for an entire section. It's not very dense, but it is a killer when it comes to act, unless you do not need the music at all to get accuracy. Here he comes. Looks like I... unrelated to the music. I'm sorry, but they don't. That show, taking a moment to process what's going on. Okay. It just kind of froze on Arjun's client for a minute, but we're good. This map is also OD10. It's a pretty comfortable BPM and scroll speed for HR, but OD10 on its own probably the kind of thing to cause a challenge in the lower bracket. Alejar though, still on that 1-100 from the intro. Looks like he's comfy on this. Oh my goodness. After his act on all the earlier maps, are we looking at a Hard Rock player in disguise? Alright, and that is one of the hardest parts of the map done. Not much 1/6 in this next section. And Arjun with a miss, he's down at 95%. This one already looks lost. There's just such a big comfort gap here that Alejar has kind of no reason not to grab this by a very wide margin. As the players get a little bit of respite here before we go back into some normal Inaroni. This is just 190 Inaroni with HR. This is not really tournament difficulty. Alright, here we go. Alejar has dropped a bunch of back, but 98.7, still not bad at all. Got some streams coming in with 1/6 at the end of some. Alright, here comes the real identity of this map. The 1-3 section comes in. Alejar transitions into it just fine, Arjun not so much. And here's the 5-1/6. Alejar fine with 1. There are 2 more, 1 more. And yeah, Alejar hits it all. There is one more little bit of 1-3 in just a moment. But it looks like Alejar should have this in the bag, and yeah, he does assess that last bit of 1-3, and now it's just... yeah, some weird offbeats here. So besides this, it's probably a free FC for Alejar now. My stream's coming in. I think Alejar is probably on for a million here. Arjun done at 89% ag, just really not a fan of the Hard Rock mod, not comfortable in this at all. And yet, it's gonna be the FC, 1 million points from Alejar. He got off to a crazy start act-wise there, just held 99 for like the first third of the map, but it's not so easy for the entire duration. It does finish on 98, but I'm sure he'll be happy enough with that. And yeah, it's going to be match points plural for Alejar, but match not quite over yet. This is our first round where the winning team has to get 6 points. I don't know why I said winning team when it's 1v1, but whatever. When we go from Daria Core to Daria Core, it's going to be Get a Clue, Nomad 4 pick next. So, this is the reading map. It's not gimmick, but it's very difficult SV. Lots and lots and lots of overlaps and whatnot. This is a tough one to be consistent on. It's not so hard to be able to just play, but actually being consistent on it is a different story entirely. Okay, here we go. Will the casters fart in the next 5 minutes? Let's find out. Wait. No. I don't think I can do that. Terrifying intro. Whoa! Okay, they only hit 1-100 between them on that intro. That's actually impressive. Alejar really struggling on the low SV all of a sudden. Arjun with 1-100 on the intro, not so bad. And in comes just the extreme amount of SV everywhere. Alejar finding another break, and it looks like Arjun has learned this a lot more comprehensively of the two. This should be a pretty chill point for him at the rate Alejar has been going, but he's recovered. And this is arguably the easiest part of the map, though. I think everything so far is sight readable. The Donkama part completely catching Arjun out. I cannot imagine Donkama not feeling weird for DDKK. Both players missing on the ninja notes there. Both players Gonna hit that section with the single ninja cats. No, I don't know what's going on here. It's sight readable, but it's also very missable even after you played the map a lot. Alright, here we go into a little bit more of a mechanically heavy section, but it's still really just reading with some... It's just 1-3-1-6. This is essentially a 260 BPM Muzu. Alright, the triples come in. KDK both times. Yep. You notice? Both players catch it. They have both played this map, I'll tell you what. If you know how to hit that just now, you know this map. Oh, Alejar gonna find a miss on the repeated finishers. The 3-4 section comes in. And Arjun looking pretty much unable to lose this point. Alejar finds another brick. Arjun up at the combo cap finally. Feels like that took forever to happen. Alright, the 1-3 overlappy streams kinda coming in. Alright, now it's just low SV. There is one more section where the SV goes up a bit. Here it is. That's a Neoplit. Alright, Arjun gonna catch that. That KKD repeat. And it looks like he should be carrying a near 800 combo into the end of the map. And he does. Not quite 900, but pretty close. Alejar just shy of 750, and yeah, it's sort of combo game, sort of act game. Really, Arjun had like half of Alejar's hundreds, half of the misses, and double the combo. Twice as nice in pretty much every way there, except total score, in which he still wins. So that's a second point for Arjun. But it's going to be an immediate no mod 5 pick from Alejar, and this is a solid one. I think this is probably his best available pick. It's going to be no mod 5, the speed tech. Well, I don't know if I'd really call it speed tech. Like mechanics variety kind of thing. Lots of 1.6, some 1.8, all at 150 BPM, so low BPM, but about as hard as you could make 150 with like, you know, being at the point where some people would just call it 300. Especially because some of the 1.6 in this is very awkward. The 1.8 tends to be simpler, just that, you know, it's 300 BPM burst anyway. And the 1.6 starting to come in. Both players lose their SS pretty much immediately. Alejar struggling a little for act. Arjun caught by the mono though. Alejar trades the miss right after. Oh, is this going to be another fun one? A little bit of lower SV here. No trouble to either player. Long 1.6 coming in. Okay, not that long. For the standards of this map, a 7 play is not long 1.6. Okay, here's a bit of a mini speed section. We've got some 1.8 here. The SV not particularly high. Both players hit it all. And it's so close. The weird mono like there, it's 8 dawns in a row. Catches neither player. Probably a bit easier on bongo that, despite being so many of the same color. But both players still on pretty much the same combo. It's mostly just the act difference, and it's Alejar winning the act battle this time. 10k score between the two players. As we get into the second half, there's a ton more to work through before they're at the end. Long 1.6 here. Alright. Some brutal stuff coming in. Long mono. Arjun hits it. Does not hit the second. Yeah, monoing 225. Not easy. It's been the only thing so far to catch Arjun out for any misses. Alright, another mini speed section gonna come in here. Alright, long 225 stream. Alejar still hanging on to that 750 combo, nearly FCing, just messed up something near the start, unfortunately. But this should be game, unless he totally messes up the ending finishers, and I don't think he's going to do that. He is DDKK. He'll need to, like, full miss them. DDKK ulting a pattern like that looks so pretty. Anyway, that is going to be the map. Two very impressive scores, actually. Arjun 3 misses on this is not something I actually expected, especially with them all being on monos, but those mono misses are going to cost him. 2-1 says Alejar wins this. And of course, an unlucky reverse choke for him, but a win is a win is a win, and he is going to take the match win here. Alejar moves on to the top 16 of Rank Cup. His next matchup, well, let me see, where is my schedule? Rank Cup staff schedule, and Ethan misspelled the word schedule. Let's see. So, Alejar are going to face the winner of Gundam versus Golden tomorrow at 14 UTC, no matter who it is. We will see Gundam versus Golden at night 21 UTC today. But anyway, Alejar moves on to the second match of quarterfinals lower bracket. Arjun is unfortunately out of the tournament, but finishing in top 24 from seed 26, I'm sure he's not too unhappy with how he's done. Very good result overall, especially considering how he won his first match against a top 8 seed and everything. Signature win for him, but is not going to be able to get anything else going. And that's this match done. We have 2 more coming up very, very soon. Can we get started? And do it. And do it. Okay, so in 15 minutes at 16 UTC, it's 15:45 UTC right now, we will have, at the same time, Cookie Tree versus SC, and that's in the lower bracket, and actually looks like a pretty good match. In the upper bracket, however, we also have Ranchi Seed 4 versus Eloise Seed 5. I think that might be match of the weekend. I think that's going to be an absolutely insane matchup. Both players pretty similar skill sets. Both players proven to be very, very strong in their runs so far. We'll have to see how that goes, but join us for that in 15 minutes. Thank you guys very much for watching. See you next time.